evening, everyone, and thank you everybody here in Kolkata. मैंने दीदी से प्रॉमिस किया है कि जब भी यहाँ पर आऊँगा तो मैं बंगाली में बात करने की कोशिश करूँगा। तो आज मेरे निशाने पर रानी मुखर्जी आ गई, तो उनको मैंने फंसाकर पटाकर उनसे पूरी बंगाली स्पीच मैंने लिखवाई है। तो अगर मैं अच्छा बोलूं तो मेरी वाहवाह कीजिएगा। If I do it badly, then it's Rani's fault. প্রথমে কলকাতায় এসে খুব ভালো লাগছে। দিদি, দাদা, কলকাতা জামাই বাবু, the great Shri Amitabh Bachchan আর জয়া আন্টি, এদেরকে আবার এই মঞ্চে দেখে আমার খুব ভালো লাগছে। অনেক দিন দেখা হয়নি তো। আর আমার প্রিয় সুন্দর রানীকে দেখে আমি খুব খুশি। And also, it's heartening to see all the artists and directors here on stage, all the luminaries. His Excellency, the Governor Sahab, thank you very much for being here. Didi, once again. Kumar Dada, Kumar Shanu Sahab, thank you very much. Chatru Sahab, Bhatt Sahab, Arijit Singh, and everybody who's present here and amongst the audience. Thank you very much for being here, and it's lovely to see you after so many years. I haven't been here for a couple of years. Kintu আপনাদের সবাইকে দেখে সব থেকে বেশি খুশি হলাম, সত্যি বলছি। I would also like to welcome all the delegates and participants for the 28th GIF and assure you, as the ambassador of West Bengal, that the hospitality and the love that you will get here in Kolkata will be the most memorable. I wish you all a great and happy stay in the city of Kolkata. Cinema is perhaps the most important medium of modern times. From inception, humanity has built its civilization on the expression and sharing of its journey, like cave paintings left behind for us to marvel at thousands of years later. The enduring printed word, or the different forms of traditional theatre that prevailed for centuries across the world. Cinema, and in fact the advent of articulation through social media platforms, have now become the foremost expression of human experience and emotion. The collective narrative of our times is shaped by social media. And contrary to the belief that the spread of social media will affect cinema negatively, I believe cinema has an even more important role to play now. Social media is often driven by a certain narrowness of view that limits human nature to its baser self. I read somewhere that negativity increases social media consumption and thereby increases its commercial value as well. Such pursuits enclose the collective narrative, making it divisive and destructive. Cinema exposes the vulnerability of human nature by telling stories in their simplest form, as they are lived. It allows us to know each other better. In a way, it is best placed to sustain a collective counter-narrative that speaks to the larger nature of humankind. A narrative that brings to the fore humanity's immense capacity for compassion, unity, and brotherhood. Meeting the world at the world of cinema is the call of the day, not just meeting, but also using the power of cinema as a vehicle for people of different cultures, colors, castes, and religion to better understand each other. Through efforts like GIF, the endeavor is to build a new platform of understanding and break existing prejudices. So let's come together and build a better world for all our future generations through the medium of cinema. And let GIF and Kolkata be the place to start the journey for a new and more inclusive world. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great evening. It's wonderful to be back here in Kolkata. So, I want to mention, you know, we all work in films. We never get the opportunity to thank the stars behind the stars. So first of all, thank you, Kumar Shanuji, for giving me the voice people think is mine. God bless you. And thank you, Arijit, for making me sound so good. And all the people who work behind the scenes to make all of us look good, except Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. He looks good behind, on the side, in front of the camera, on top of the camera, everywhere. एक डायलॉग बोल देता हूं कोई मैं आपके सामने. अपनी कुर्सी की पेटी बांध लीजिए, मौसम बिगड़ने वाला है. और कुछ दिनों से हम लोग यहां पर नहीं आए हैं, आप लोगों से मुखातिब नहीं हो पाए हैं, आप लोगों से मिल नहीं पाए हैं. लेकिन अब दुनिया जो है नॉर्मल हो गई है, हम सब खुश हैं, मैं सबसे ज्यादा खुश हूं. और ये बात बताने में मुझे बिल्कुल भी आपत्ति नहीं है कि दुनिया कुछ भी कर ले, मैं और आप लोग और जितने भी पॉजिटिव लोग हैं सब के सब जिंदा हैं. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shah Rukh Khan.
Thank you so much, sir. Jundi, we all agree that this year is indeed a landmark year for the state's film sector, as we all have reunited again in this international film festival arena after 2 years of struggle. We feel extremely proud to celebrate the 80th birthday of the living legend, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, in this festival as a very, very special category. We shall screen his films, exhibitions on his work in film industries all over.
জামাই বাবু, আপনি ভেবেছিলেন যে জয়া দিদির সাথে চুপকে চুপকে চুপি চুপি নিজের 80th বার্থডেটা বম্বেতে সেলিব্রেট করে নেবেন, কিন্তু সেটি হবে না, কারণ আজকে আমরা সকলে দেখছেন তো সবাই এখানে উপস্থিত আপনার বার্থডে সেলিব্রেট করার জন্য. তাই জামাই বাবু প্লিজ আসুন, কিছু বলুন আমাদের. আমরা 2 বছর ধরে অপেক্ষা করেছি আপনার কথা শুনবো বলে. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the one and only Sri Amitabh Bachchan.
हम भी वो हैं जो कभी किसी के पीछे नहीं खड़े होते, जहाँ खड़े हो जाते हैं लाइन वहीं से शुरू. तुम लोग मुझे ढूंढ रहे हो और मैं तुम्हारा यहाँ इंतजार कर रहा हूँ.
His Excellency the Governor of West Bengal, Mananiya Mukhyamantri Ji, colleagues and friends on the dais, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. 3 বছর কিফ আসতে পারিনি, আপনাদের সঙ্গে দেখা করতে পারিনি, তাই অনেক কষ্ট হয়েছে. মমতা দি, আপনাকে অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ. আবার আমাকে নিমন্ত্রণ করলেন, এখানে আবার আসার সুযোগ দেবার জন্য ধন্যবাদ. কলকাতা আবার ভালোবেসে ডাকার জন্য. কলকাতা আমার বাড়ির মতো. আপনাদের জামাইবাবু জীবনভর আপনাদেরই জামাই থাকবে. A great joy for me to be here after 3 long years at the inauguration of yet another edition of Kolkata's prestigious International Film Festival. The festival, ladies and gentlemen, has always celebrated the inclusive spirit of cinema beyond the confines of what Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore called narrow domestic walls. I salute you, Kolkata, for giving me my first job. I salute you, Kolkata, for giving Jaya her first film in Mahanagar, directed by Satyajit Ray. But most of all, I salute you for your artistic temperament that embraces the essence of plurality and equality. This is what makes Bengal so special. আপনারা সবাই ভালো থাকুন, সুস্থ থাকুন. Eyamar Ontrik Manokamana. The pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, has indeed been ruthless, a gruesome situation we were unprepared to face. There was a sudden change in the status quo that altered the very dynamics of global economics, be it in the functioning of business or our film industry. So today we wonder what is in store for us in the future. Given all possible precautions, we can take heart from a checkered past in which, despite pestilence, wars, changing social dogmas and political turmoil, film industries all over the world have always propagated courage and faced every challenge head-on. Man, ladies and gentlemen, has always been a social animal, and the need to belong to a community and participate in a group of activities is a primal human need. Long before the advent of cinema, people turned to various forms of collective activity for entertainment, mainly centered around religious ceremonies and folk expressions. Be it the temple dances from South India and Manipur that gave birth to some of our major classical dance forms, or the North Indian tradition of the Ram Leela and the Ras Leela that married mythology and theatre in their most accessible formats. The tradition of kirtans and qawwalis were born at a place of worship, like temples and dargahs, to give communities a sense of companionship and solidarity. Compared to these age-old practices, cinema is a relatively newer phenomenon. Our first silent film, Raja Harishan, opened in the Olympia Theatre, Bombay, on the 21st of April, 1913, merely a few years before the dual setbacks of the First World War and the advent of the dreaded Spanish flu. Earlier, the Russian flu, often described as the first modern influenza pandemic, erupted between 1889 and 1892 and is believed to have killed more than 1 million people. However, 3 years later, once the danger had subsided, the world's first ever public screening of 10 of Lumiere brothers' short films took place in Paris on the 28th of December, 1895. As with the current pandemic, the 1918 Spanish flu also spread through international travel on steamships and trains packed with soldiers returning from the First World War. In India, the disease arrived in Bombay on a trooper ship from Mesopotamia in May, peaking in October. Mahatma Gandhi, ladies and gentlemen, the chief architect of India's independence, was one of the millions who contracted the Spanish flu. Had he not survived India's struggles to shed the British colonial yoke, would have taken a drastically different turn. The virus, described by the media as the dog that did not bark but remained ferocious with every bite, is believed to have affected close to 1/3 of our planet's population. In India itself, an estimated 18 million people died during that time. But ironically, it was also instrumental in uniting the people against the British, who had neglected all healthcare norms. Despite these turbulent times, India saw the birth of its film industry.